In this video, I will show you everything that is needed to be known about ethical investing and how to get into it as a beginner. But before we get into this video, please make sure you subscribe to this channel to see more awesome content about finance, self-help and investment in the future. So, let's get into it. The first question you may be asking yourself is, what is ethical investing? It is investment into companies or organizations that help promote eco-friendly and sustainable practices. These practices include renewable energy, climate change initiatives, and ones that improve our overall environment and ecosystem. Also, it is the meaning of not investing in such companies like fossil fuel, cigarettes, and mining companies that damage and destroy this planet. However, the overall principle of ethical investing is making sure that you are investing in your ethical beliefs. In your mind, this will help bring a positive change in the world while also making some good money in the process. Now, the next key process to ethical investing is knowing what an ESG score is. When making an investment, an ESG score is needed, which stands for environmental, social, and governance. This helps identify how socially responsible this investment is. A great ethical company is one that invests and practices all three of these categories. For example, the environmental step relates to those companies which take action against climate change, pollution, deforestation, waste, and environmental degradation. If a company is acting on these measures and is doing well, they will get a high ESG score because of this. The second stage, which is social, mainly focuses on how a company treats their employees and workers and the conditions they work in. A firm or company that treats their workers well and has a history of good work conditions will receive a high ESG score due to this. And finally, we have governance, which tackles major problems like tax evasion and tax avoidance, but also delves into other little things like data security and executive compensation. This one is essential as if a company is unable to or is willing not to pay their fair share of tax, this will damage their reputation and will give them a low ESG score. For example, Michael West Media does great journalism in this sector as they have found out that hundreds of Australia's top mining companies, investment companies, and overall top firms pay little or $0 in tax. Leading companies like ExxonMobil, Virgin Airways, and Vodafone pay $0 in tax whilst profiting billions and billions of dollars off this country. So, if a firm can be environmentally friendly, socially responsible with their workers, and in good governance, they would receive a high ESG score. Additionally, these would be considered great ethical investments to make. Now that we know what an ethical investment is and the information behind it, you must choose what type of investment you want to make. The main one and the most popular one, which doesn't require a lot of capital or money to start up, is investing in the stock market. You can either invest in a wide range of companies that have a high ESG score and show potential for an ethical investment, or if you're just a beginner in the world of investing, I would recommend investing in either an index fund or an ETF. An ETF stands for Exchange Traded Funds. This acts as a super fund which invests in a multitude of different countries instead of just sticking to one or two companies. This makes it a very stable and safe way of investing your money. This is because if one of the company's stock price plummets while you just have a singular stock in one company, you're going to lose a lot of money. However, if that one stock crashes in an index fund of hundreds of different other companies, it's only going to make like a 1% change to your overall investment growth. So when you choose an ETF or index fund, make sure you look at the company listings and see if it is an ethical investment. You can either invest in your home country, a continent ETF like an Asia one or an American or Europe one. Additionally, you can also invest in multiple global ones. Once you've decided what you're going to invest in, now is the time to look for an actual investment in the stock market. In order to find these ethical investments, there are plenty of different online instruments and websites that can give you great information about possible ETFs and index funds to trade with. They usually showcase very trending and popular ETFs, index funds, and stocks which consider as ethical investing. For example, ETF.com is a great platform which provides plenty of resources on growing and already highly established index funds and ETFs. They also showcase a wide range of ETFs and index funds which specialize in ethical and socially responsible investing. Another good one is just look on social media. This is because there are many great channels and pages which provide valuable information about potential stocks and ETFs to invest in, like this one. Subscribe now. Since you now know how to look for one, I'll give you 3 excellent examples of beginner ETFs to invest in. In these 3 ethical investments, I will show you an Australian ETF, an American ETF, and a global ETF. The first one is BetaShares Australia Sustainability Leaders ETF and is abbreviated as FAIR. This fund includes a wide range of Australian companies that exclude fossil fuel and degrading mining companies. The top companies in this one include Xero, ResMed, Sonic Healthcare, and Telstra. FAIR is allocated in a wide range of different sectors. These include mainly healthcare, real estate, and finance. At the time of this recording, the share price was $18.30. This means it is easy for beginners to invest in as it's fairly cheap and doesn't require a lot of established cash to invest in. The growth on this one is also pretty good as per annum it is growing 8.8%. Overall, this is a great one for those who want to support Australian ethical investments but also don't have a lot of established cash to invest in. This next one is for our Yankee friends over in the United States. I have chosen the Invesco Wilder Hill Clean Energy ETF, or otherwise known as PBW. This fund holds heavily in the United States with a 78% holding. The remaining 3 other countries are China, Canada, and Chile. PBW mainly invests in renewable energy, which is a very good growth industry in America right now due to the introduction of the Biden administration and all these new climate change initiatives. This fund also delves into automobile making and construction. The majority of these companies are Renasola, Dargo, New Energy, and Arsamoto. At the time of recording, this one is fairly pricey, coming in at $133. This one may seem a bit pricey for those beginner investors, however, it's still fairly attainable as you only have to buy a few shares to invest in. This one is booming in growth as in the past year it has grown by 251%. But for beginners, I would consider investing in this next one I'm about to show you. The next one on this list is the BetaShares Global Sustainability Leaders ETF and is known as ETHI. This is a very good example of a global ethical investment fund which is also delving in some very popular tech companies. This one heavily invests in what they call climate leaders. They are firms that act on climate change and are purposely not delving in fossil fuels. It holds 70% in the US but features other countries like Japan, England, Germany, and France. The main holdings in this company include Apple, Tesla, and PayPal, which is great for those who want to invest in these big American tech companies but don't have the funds to do so. It is allocated into IT, consumer, financial, and healthcare sectors. At the time of recording, this share price is only worth $11.33, which is great for those who are beginner investors and want a low risk and low cost ethical investment. If you don't have a single stock or ETF in your investment portfolio, I would highly consider ETHI as a good one. Well, there you have it. You are now a seasoned pro at ethical investing. Well, at least you know a bit more about it than you did before watching this video, I hope. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this growing channel to see more information regarding investment, finance, saving tips, and self-help. Thank you for watching and see you later.